Hey everyone, it's me, Sarah from Peace, Love, and Stitches. I know it's been quite a long time. I am currently drinking some coffee. It's my first cup of the day. If you hear any noises, I apologize. That's a toilet that runs. I don't know why. You might also hear like a fan or an ice maker in the background. I do have one in here. And it's possible that you might hear another person and a dog or two. So there are a bunch of noises that might happen. And I do apologize for that. I know it's been a long time since I've posted anything as far as updates, or even it's been a while since I've done my Stitch With Me test video, and I need to set up and do another one of those. I would like to have an update video every 2 weeks if I can do it, and a Stitch With Me every week. Lord willing, we can all hope that is my intentions of what I want to do. However, I do work full time, so that's been fun since my hours went from 2 nights closing and 3 days working like a mid shift. I've gone to straight just 8 to 4 shifts Monday through Friday. So I do it's a lot. I love my job. I could talk all day about my job. I love it so much. But it does take up all of my time. So I'm not mad about it. I do have some great progress and things to show you. I don't really have plans for next year, except for I just have one new start in mind, and it also revolves around my job, which is funny because I'll have to find the picture to show you what I would like to start. But I have kind of somewhat figured out how to stitch during the week with work, and while also working on my main vocal project mainly on the weekend. But I'm so excited about all of it too. It's really exciting that I finally sort of started to find a way to get things moving, and I can actually work on projects. And recently it's just been similar projects each month so far have been what's been grasping my attention, and I've been moving along. So I may just have like a few focal projects for the month. It may not be quite as many projects as I would normally have stitched on if I were part-time or anything else, but I have managed to work on a few. So let's see, how many did I work on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So far I've had 7, and that is including last month. So I'm including like an update for last month as well, which was July. June was a weird month for me. I did not like write down anything except for like one actual logging of stitching. I stitched, I just didn't write it down. I was very into my focus of stuff has been all over the place, like as far as budgeting and just everything. I literally have barely made any purchases stitching wise. The first purchase this year that I made was actually for my new start that I had last month, that I was just like, I'm starting it. I had to go for it, and I will be showing you that, guys, because it's gonna take forever. So we're just gonna drop into what we have right now, and we will show you everything. So I'm gonna start with last month, some last month stitching that I've had. I do have a total of how much stitches I have done, except sans like a little bit because one of the projects was not counted. But as far as the stitches that were counted, give or take, it will be 13,938 stitches is what I had last month in July. 11,135 of those stitches was just on one project, and that is the Heaven and Earth Design SAL. I have a major goal of getting that finished because I have picked my 2 pieces that I want from their site. So what I have been doing, and y'all will think I'm nuts, but this is what I've been doing. So my Heaven and Earth Design SAL, which I will show you probably towards the end of everything, because that's going to be my like biggest reveal, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about it now. What I've been doing with that, since my project is 2 over 1/10 stitch on 28 count, so I can get more stitches. I'm sorry, my nose wants to run. I've had a little bit of cold I've been battling. But since it's 2 over 1/10 stitch and I can get quite a bit more stitches done, and I've been doing it by, like, I'm in the 3rd section right now, and I've been just doing it by color, so color completing everything. And let me tell you, I've completed so many colors. I am so ready to be done with this section, so all I have is the little bits at the bottom, and I can't wait. It's a beautiful project. So what I've been doing is Saturday and Sundays I will stitch 1,000 stitches on Saturday and 1,000 stitches on Sunday. So each weekend I'm getting 2,000 stitches on my project. And yes, I do that every weekend so far. So by the end of this month, if I've tallied it correctly, the end of this month I should have part 3 done. And it came out last, I think it came out on the end of June, and I was behind. I was behind. However, last month, because my job, we were closed on the 4th, I almost did close to 2,000 stitches on, well, I won't say close. I did about 1,200 stitches on the 4th. And then I did 1,000 stitches on Saturday, right after that. And I only did about 900 on that Sunday. So that was the less amount there. Then the next Sunday, the next Saturday, I did 800. I don't know what I was thinking. That one was less. But I did 1,400 on the Sunday. And then I was gearing up for a new start, so a Tuesday and a Wednesday I did about 400. And then on the Sunday, the weekend that I did the new start, I did 1,300. And of course, like the very end weekend, which was my big weekend, I had a 1,700 and a 2,000. So for all of July, week 1 of the Heaven and Earth Designs, I had 3,090 stitches done on week 1. Week 2 was 2,223. Week 3 was 2,061, and week 4 was 3,761. Did I only stitch on that? The majority of it, yes. But I did have a few things in there. But as long as I stick with the at least 2,000 stitches, which granted I go over every time. Like yesterday, I've already stitched on it, and yesterday I did 1,058. I go over 1,000 every single time. I just can't help myself. I just keep going until I finish a color, basically. And with that 1,000 stitches, I'm like trying to see how many colors I'm finishing. Is basically my end game there. But I have finally figured out that it's possible to do it. And I figured out a way that works for me while stitching on other things. So, anywho, I'm going to apologize for zippers. This will probably be the only zipper because I don't have anything else in my bags right now. They're just kind of all everywhere. So, this was Vader. This is one of my lovely Star Wars Dimension kits that I absolutely love. The second one out of, let's see, I did Yoda last year. So there's this one. I've got the Stormtrooper, I've got Luke and Leia. I think there's it was out of 4, but this is number 2 that's gonna get finished, because I do have Stormtrooper started, but he's just kind of underneath. He should be done first because he's smaller, but you know. Anywho, this is Darth Vader. And this is my second large dimension kit. This was one I started right after I finished Yoda. So, I'm a Star Wars girly. Don't know why, but I am. I love my Star Wars. This is stitched using all of the kit goodies. So it is stitched how it is supposed to be. I did the center start. I'm working on the bottom part of him right now. And I've just been kind of filling in wherever, so there's not a lot to him quite yet. It is on the black, what is this, 14 count Ada? Yep. Black 14 count Ada, so there's not a whole lot to him yet. But I did get a day on him, so that's good. Actually, that might be a better, there you go. That's better. So we've got the R started over here and filling in all that stuff. I was trying to work my way to get to the ship, but we did not make it that far, so that's alright. There's a lot of stitching in this dude. He's got a lot. I feel like he has almost a lot more stitching in him than Yoda did, and that says a lot. Yoda was pretty big, but it's also harder to work on it because it's black. And that's okay. He'll get done when he gets done. But at least he's started. I feel like you're gonna hear my ice maker clunk around a little bit here in a few minutes. Sorry. Alright. He got 1 day last month. So far, I will show you my new start. I know I just did like the hands of like, where is everything? I will show you the picture. My new start got 526 stitches, which it is, gosh, it is called Catching Rays. It's by the Cross Stitch Studio, and it has over 1 million, just a little bit over 1 million stitches. Because it is a piece that is 1200 by 900. Am I insane? Yes. But my insanity is gonna go a little further. I started it 1/110 stitch on 40 count Verdal. Even me. I did. My tablet would do its job and get where it needs to go a little bit quicker, we'd all be better off for it, wouldn't we? What's that? Alright. So. Turn. This is what catching rays will look like. Goodness. I don't generally have that problem, but alright. This is what catching rays will look like. It's huge. It's... Goodness. Touching buttons. It's huge, it's glorious, and it's beautiful. And I'm literally up in the very top, in the clouds. I can't wait to see it. This is my tiny little midget start. Look at how tiny those stitches are. Aren't they so tiny? That's literally it. This is my giant sheet. Look how big it is. My giant blanket sheet here. And this is small for it. So that is my start. I do have to use a magnifying glass to stitch, so it is a whole ordeal when I try to work on that. That's why it's only been worked on once so far. Do I have plans to work on it this month? Possibly. It just will be a weekend where I just have to make... I might be able to do it this weekend. Or this month. Not this weekend. He got one day. He was started on July 20th. I was so excited about that. Could not believe that I did that. One other project that I feel like it got more than just the one day that was logged, but it might have been in June whenever I pulled her out, is my healing rose, my ornament healing rose. It's max color, or color expansion, excuse me, which I think I kind of regret that it's color expansion. I honestly regret most all of my max colors since I have done some dealing with it. Max color does not necessarily make any more defining points and any of that. More color does not. It just makes the image a little bit more, it can make the image a little bit more clear, but it does not make any more defining points. It just gives you more stress in a way. So I forget what reason I bought this, but I have decided to kind of work on her periodically. She's definitely going to be what I'm considering my healing piece. There's something about when I look at it that it's calming as of right now. Whenever I look at it, it just is, there's colors, it's calming, it's peaceful, it's healing. I don't know really what to say about it. It is a Heaven and Earth Designs piece. It is by Carol Cavalaris. I love Carol Cavalaris' art. I have a good bit of her stuff. I started her on... I don't really know when I started this project. I feel like I started it last year when so much was going on in life, and I probably started it under the impression of it's my healing piece. But I can't remember what month or when I started it, unless I have it. I wonder if I have it in here. I had so many I had so many goals and things set up for this year and last year, and I could not. I'm not sure when I started this project, but I have a feeling it was somewhere last year during all of my emotional trauma. So I put in last month, that is logged, I feel like I worked on it a little bit more than that, was 1,030 stitches, and I found the top up here. So this was a center start. It is 1/110 stitch on 32 count, which is a big prefer for me. I just like how delicate it looks, but I did find the top, or at least one of the top edges. There is noise happening outside my bedroom. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know how it's happened at this moment in time, but that is the top. Right there. So I've been just kind of taking a color and just running, either going up from here so I can hit the top, and then I can just kind of work myself down. Yes, I'm still doing this by color. The plan with this one is to basically work everything in the hoop and then just move from there. That was the ice maker, if you heard that. But that's the deal with her. Who else got love last month? Sorry, that ice maker is kind of loud. The next thing that was worked on heavily last month, and will probably still be heavily this month, is my Pride and Prejudice style. Well, I say style. It is a stitch along with me and Alicia from Adventures of Stitching. So this is what it will look like. My color that I have chosen is green, which is 368, I believe. You could pick whatever color you wanted. Yeah, 368 is what I picked. And I'm doing a tonal stitch. So I'm doing this on 32 count 2/2 with the 368. I did a center start. This is Valor by Picture This Plus, because I was stitching a still am stitching it, by the way. It was supposed to have ended February of this year. Was the Frosted Pumpkin Castle Homecoming Sal that was stitched on Valor with 368 in it, which is why I picked this. But I started it this year. This was my New Year New Start this year with Alicia from Adventures of Stitching, and she started in the top corner. I started in the middle. The top left is where she started. I started in the middle. Of course, our New Year New Start didn't happen until later in the year because she couldn't find the floss she wanted, and I was having issues getting fabric because the original fabric I ordered never shipped. So, and then I just came across that I really liked this one, and this color of thread went with it really well for me to do a tonal piece. And so I immediately ordered this, and it shipped immediately. And I think I ordered some of the thread because I needed backups, so I have plenty of 368. Pride and Prejudice got 1, 2, 3, 4 days. I'm gonna total up. Who is messaging me? Goodness, I have so many notifications. I can't keep up. There it is. Okay. So Pride and Prejudice got 4 days last month. It hasn't had any yet this month, but I have been really stitching on it Mondays and Tuesdays a lot. Sometimes on Sundays. She got 1,247 stitches last month in July, and she's gonna get some this month. I have been working. This is where I'm at. So, you can see it. There you go. That might be a little better. Yeah, I think you can see that. So I am just working in one of the vignettes right now, which is the Bennett house, of the of the sampler. I started in the middle, and then I just went to the left of it, of where I was at, because the middle was in the border around the Bennett house. So I just decided I would just stitch around, and at first I couldn't pick, if you could tell, I couldn't pick where I wanted to go, so I went all the way up there. But then I just decided to stay in the Bennett house and try to get that vignette finished, and then I'll move around. So that was the idea with her. I really, really, really love it. I like that a lot of times whenever I'm stitching it, I just have to get that one thread, and then I don't have to think a lot. It uploaded into Pattern Keeper, so that works for me. I like it. I didn't think I would like the simplicity of a single thread, because I know how bored I get with just one thread a lot of times. But I really, really pulled through with that this year. So far it's been really good to work on it. Those nights where I just want to stitch and I don't want to do a lot of thinking and color changing. Okay, so we are moving into a little bit of this month's stitching in August, which is what we've already had this first weekend. So something that I haven't worked on in a long time, which is my Daydream Sea Turtles. I pulled it out 2 days this first week. Well, Thursday and Friday I pulled it out for August. I just really had a want to pull it out, and I did, between the 2 days, 916 stitches on it so far. So this one, I had an idea of how I wanted to stitch it after watching Kelly from Kel Stitches, how she maps out like 2 pages. And since this one I was really heavily parking and doing kind of like the stair-stepping kind of royal rows, I've really had a little bit of work all over the place. So this one is a Charting Creations Daydream Sea Turtles, if I didn't mention, is a Charting Creations. It's by Sheena Pike, which you'll notice I really love Sheena Pike, so be prepared for that in a lot of my stitching. I love her bright and colorfulness of patterns and pictures and stuff. If you haven't noticed, a lot of my projects are somewhat bright colored, and a lot of times they're a lot of sea and some land creatures. But it's mainly like fantasy or just ocean life. There's a lot of blue in a lot of things. But anywho, back to what I was talking about before I went on that little tangent. So I just I mapped out a page that I had originally been working on, because I have started at least 2 pages on this project, and I've got a lot of parked threads right now. They are everywhere, and that is a result of doing royal rows and the stair-stepping parking. And it's about to drive me nuts, since I haven't been stitching that way in a long time, because I've been doing a lot of cross-country. So I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do it, but I mapped out the page, just the outer edge of the page. I did not go through and mark out all the 10 by 10 grids, which I may regret doing it that way, just because of counting for me. But if I stay within my section that I'm working on, it might be alright. I'm hoping that once I can clear out my parked threads to like as much as possible in the areas that I'm working, that doing it this way will make a little bit more sense. So here it is. I had finished page 1. This is 1/110 stitch on 32 count, and because this is the large chart, she's pretty big. I am only at 1.46%, so I'm not very far. Yes, I'm in a turtle because I did work on the shawl here. This is where I worked, so I finished this column and I started the next one. I am doing this page in columns, which I might regret later, but once it's all stretched out, it should be okay. We're not sure yet. I'm still working on that. Tension is a learning curve every time you stitch on a project. We'll figure it out. We know not to pull too terribly tight when going into another row. So far, I'm not sure how I feel about it. We're trying to figure it out. I have high hopes for this way, but I'm hoping that once I get through these part threads for this page and drag it down here, some of them will alleviate and others might still stay. Like as far as like this is the end of the column 1 and it's a few part threads but not a lot. So once we can alleviate some of that, I feel like I'll be able to see where I'm going and then I can move on to the next ones. I'm just not certain which way I want to go with this one, but I did pull her out because I really wanted to work on her, and I'm hoping she might make an appearance some more this month to get some more work done. And the last one before I show you my Haid Sow piece is an artisy piece, which I didn't think I had any artisy in my stuff, but I did. Is my Bloodhound. Oh, where did he go? There he is. I don't remember the artist for the Bloodhound, but I pulled it out yesterday because I was like, I just want to work the black. So this is Bloodhound by Artisy. I think it's just the regular size. It had a large and a small and a medium and all that, but I think I got the regular size. I don't remember. I got it because it reminds me of my dog. My dog's not a bloodhound, but this face looks exactly like my dog, so that was the reason I got that. And I have finished one page on it, but I worked on it yesterday and I got 422 stitches into it. I'm at 4.63%. It's on, looks like 25 count, doing 2/110. It's relatively large in size, which is fine. So I was just thinking I would work the black, you know, and just outline the black and everything. Well, I realized I was a whole stitch off on the top, and I don't know how that happened, even though everything else was counted correctly. How did that happen? Never know. So hopefully I didn't just like mind boggle myself there and ruin everything, but because the Artisy chart is not necessarily 10 by 10 on the top and the side, the left side. I don't know if it is all the way on the other side either. It's not. So it's not, it doesn't fully go. There's like a little one stitch border all the way around that's not stitched on the Artisy chart, which throws me for a loop. So it just kind of threw me off there, I guess, when I stitched it. So I just kind of fixed that yesterday after I had figured out that I was a stitch off at the top. So I wasn't planning on stitching the pink, which was all of this right here, but I did it anyway because I needed to make sure my count was correct, and that was the only way I could do it, to make sure that I was counting properly, and I was an entire stitch off the top. So how that happened, I don't know, but so my top is probably going to look a little different from the actual photo, but it's just in that corner and it's not really noticeable, which is fine. It's totally fine. I'm not mad about it. As long as everything else counts out correctly, I will be fine with that. So the artisty pattern has been a little bit of a trick for me, which is alright. I have never really stitched artisty patterns before, so this is my first one from them, and we're just rolling with it until we figure out, because I know I've got a few others, but that is something I stitched on this month that I wasn't really planning on, and I just kind of was like, I need something, I want something. Anywho, on to the head Sal. So I will show you the mock-up of all parts 1, 2, and 3 because that's where we're at right now. This is the one that I picked, the Rainbow Dragon by Sheena Pike. I am so glad I picked this. You have no idea how happy I am that I picked this. This is parts 1 through 3. So all I have left, which is part 4, is those 3 little partials. That's gonna happen. So far this month she has gotten 1058. I plan on stitching on her today, so she will get another 1000 in, so it'll be 2058 so far this month. As I told you, she got 11,135 stitches last month, which saw the end of part 2 and the start of part 3. I'm not taking her out of my hoop yet to show you, just because I'm still currently working in this area and I don't want to move my hoop around and try to reset it. It's a pain in the butt, we all know. But I did complete, this is part of part 3 down here, which I completed with part 2, and then I came over and finished the rest of part 2, which is her lovely face and nose. Sorry, that looked weird, but it's just the way the highlight is on her nose. So far we've just been color completing and going through and trying to complete everything that we can and just moving on. So we just go through our pattern keeper numbers and just complete what we want. So I've been working on like the high numbers, like the 3000s and stuff like that, because I have the double-sided DMC box, because I have the master set, which is what I work all my projects from, and so I've just been working on the side that has all my higher numbers, and then once I finish all those numbers out, I will flip over the box and go to my lower numbers, like 1 through 800, and I think it's 1 through 830 something is on one side, and then the other is like 840 something through the 3000s. I don't remember. But yeah, I've been really working super duper hard on this guy. I have kind of like a love-hate with it right now because I love it, but I'm ready for it to be done. And with the rate that I've been stitching on it, I really hope it's done fast. So just for reference of if you're curious how far I am, so as of right now with parts 1 through 3, I am at 52,120 stitches completed out of 55,960 stitches, and that puts me at 93.14% complete. That's parts 1 through 3. That is not including the bottom 3 pages, well, partials. So that's where I'm at. Today she's gonna get some love today, and then we're probably either gonna move to Pride and Prejudice or Bloodhound. I'm not certain yet where I want to go with my stitching today, but she's definitely getting her 1000, which is a must. It has to happen. So that is how I am working all that. So hopefully this part will be done this month, and I'm super thankful because then I have a whole extra month that I could just stitch on everything else, and this will just be sitting there and I won't know what to do. It'll be the first time that I'll be caught up to. I don't know how I feel about that. It's scary. But we're gonna do it anyway. But yeah, I don't really have plans for this month or anything. I do need to show you the picture of what my new start for next year is going to be, because I love it. I love it. I cannot. I need it in my life. Oh, I do have a picture, if you want to see, of before I moved my hoop to work on this part of Rainbow Dragons, and that is what it looked like before I moved my hoop, because I did take the hoop off to move it, and that was with that little snippet page at the bottom of part 3. So this was whenever I moved it to work on the other 2 pages for part 3. That's what she looks like, which I thought is awesome. There we are. So the pattern that I want is called Farmer's Market. Why does this revolve around my job? Is because I work at a produce market that just looks all too similar to this in a way. This is a Heaven Designs. I haven't decided if this is going to be one of my freebies or not, because I have 3 that I would like, which would be this one and another Amy Stewart. This is an Amy Stewart art piece, which is Farmer's Market. The other one of Amy Stewart's that I want is Venice Moon. And then I wanted, what is it, Rainy Day by Hannah Lynn. So I'm not entirely certain if I want this Amy Stewart and the other Amy Stewart, or I know I'm getting Venice Moon. Venice Moon is happening. Or if I'm going to be purchasing this one in a sale. Whatever it is, it has to be in the sale. I will not pay full price. I'm not doing it. Either way, those were my biggest 3s that I want at this moment from Hayden. I'd be super thrilled not to really get any more very much in a long run for a very long time, until I maybe deplete some of my whips down and stitch on a lot of the projects that I already have. But this one is definitely happening for next year. And this is Farmer's Market by Amy Stewart. It will be the regular size, regular colors. Oh, I need to I gotta tone down the brightness on my phone. Give me 1 second. Okay, try that. Oh, that's better. Look at that. Look at that. I know there's a glare, but look at it. That is the one that I want as a new start for next year, because it reminds me so much of my job, and I love it. I love it, love it, love it. It just looks exactly like... What is going on? Oh, okay. It looks exactly like my job at Winslet's, where I work. If you're in the Easley area of South Carolina, you should come in and say hi. I work for a place that is called Winslet's Produce Market. I love it so. I love it so. It is just been a wonderful job. I've almost been there for an entire year, but I love it there. There's not a lot. I don't know what else to say. I do. I love it there. It's been great. I've met a lot of really interesting people. I've gotten to know some of the regulars, and I mean, I like the people I work with. I love my bosses. They're awesome. And I do have a really good friend that I work with, and it was funny enough that she was friends with my sister-in-law, but me and her really get along really well, so we're just like really good friends. And of course there's another girl that works there that I've just clicked with very well too. So it's just like, I don't even know how to express it. It's amazing to have really good work friends and really good bosses, and just really love the atmosphere that you're in, and just enjoy what you do. But that is all the stuff that I have for you. Hopefully I will see you guys in another 2 weeks. That is the plan. That is what we're trying for. I make no promises, but that is what I'm gonna try for. If you are a new viewer and you've hung out this much, thank you. Please, if you like what you see, please give me a subscribe button. I'm not gonna say, if you want to click the bell for notifications, go for it, because I'm not sure how consistent it will be, and I will just go ahead and make that known. I'm just not sure. I'm still learning time-wise how to handle my stuff with time management as far as dealing with my job. So, but if you like what you see, because I do a lot of I do have a lot of projects that are large is my favorite, but I do have small ones too. I'm trying to get into the sampler area since I have a few. I don't have very many fancy ladies, but I have plans for those because I have 2 kitted, 1 started, which is not necessarily a fancy lady, but she just needs to get done. And I have plans for multitude more of the fancy ladies, since I have a nice memorabilia stash that has yet to be started, you know. But yeah, I have two kitted fancy ladies. 1 Mirabilia, 1, what is the other one? Bella Filipina. I do have one of those that is kitted all the way up. Isn't that fun? So, we will stop here and get this uploaded for you guys. And I hope to see you guys in 2 weeks. Hopefully I will, this coming week, be doing a Stitch With Me at some point. I'm not sure when. It may be a little short 30-minute one, but, you know, it'll be in there. I would like for it to be longer. Going forward, I would like my videos to be on Saturday to be my updates. Sundays, I would love my Stitch With Me's to be the Sundays. But we'll work all that out as we move forward, see where it fits. So I will see you next time, alright? Happy stitching!